the map preview that I did is you can go around behind the natural base and attack and do a flank attack there. And now he's upgrading siege tech in preparation for some kind of a counterattack. He wants to hold his expansion. He's probably going to set up his... he got his expansion set up pretty quickly there, though. And there as we go. The probe spots those vultures, so they're not even going to be able to do any good. Wow. And already working on setting up a pylon wall so that Leta cannot sneak in the back there. So pretty crazy game so far. Now, again, I want to give all the kind of background info on these players before the whole best of 3 happens, because even whoever wins this game, they're going to play another game at least. So going back to Leta, actually, I wanted to mention him because I already talked about how BestGod has been playing mediocre at best. Leta, on the other hand, Jesus Christ, Leta. He has been playing spectacularly. He's not had a whole lot of success in like the individual leagues for some reason yet. I have a feeling he's probably going to do, if he can make it past this match, and if he can make it past C, I think it might be able to do decently in the OSL. But he has been a monster in Pro League. He is basically the #1 reason why on GameNet Sparkies has been in the playoffs the last couple of rounds, because he has been owning everything up. Well, actually, I think they were in the playoffs the last round. Maybe they were in the previous round. Yeah, they were in the previous round too. But the last round, he basically carried them, and he's basically carrying them this season as well. Okay, since the Pro League started, he has played in 17 games in the Pro League, and he has won 14 of them. He's only lost 3 of those games. Okay, that is just ridiculous. Okay, that is approximately 82.35294% of his games that he's won there. I rounded off the 100 millionth place there just to make it approximate. Anyway, so he is just absolutely owning the crap out of everyone that he runs into, except for a few random people. So Leta is definitely a force to be reckoned with, in the Pro League at least. But C is another example. Oh, Pro barely blocks that vulture from getting in there. Probably wouldn't have done too much damage with those Dragoons there anyway, but nonetheless, he might have been able to get up the ramp and scout what was going on, and that would have been important for Leta to find out. So Leta's actually caught up decently here. He lost those 2 tanks, but luckily for him, it turned out to be good for him that BestGod... Don't worry, I see it. I'll talk about it in a minute. Come on, give me a break here. Luckily for him, BestGod was going for an expansion, so if he'd gone for more forces, then he probably would have been able to use that lack of tanks to barrel straight up his ramp and win the game early on. But now Leta's kind of back in it because he took out those couple Dragoons, and now things have kind of flattened back out again, and BestGod didn't take advantage of that. Anyway, getting back to it, I know all you guys are like, oh my god, why isn't Bulltrap saying anything about it? Yes, BestGod is going for Arbiters, folks. He's going for Arbiters. He has got his Stargate up. He's got his Templar Archives up. His Arbiter Tribunal is probably going up right now. He's already got some Dark Templar out as well that he's going to use to try and do some distraction. He's going in for a drop. I don't think this drop is going to be very successful, although Leta appears to be moving out. A lot of his base is vacant now. He's got his forces in the middle of the map. He might be trying to move in, either take out... Yeah, he's going to go for that expansion. He's going to try and... Well, actually, there's not even an expansion there. I think he should go for BestGod's natural, because then... if he could take the ramp above BestGod's natural, he'd be in hugely good shape. Anyway, okay, now he's going to try and bring his forces back to defend the middle. He didn't really have a lot in the middle to defend, but I guess he wants to engage BestGod's army there, and BestGod now setting up that base at the bottom position. So I think his intention was to go and kill off that base that he thought was there. Maybe he sent something down there. Or maybe he was just posturing and moving around the map. I'm not exactly sure. But Arbiter Tribunal is up. We're going to be seeing some Arbiters pretty quick here. And Leta has a lot of turrets in the map. He's basically doing kind of a standard Terran slow push, where you push in, you build a turret, you put down some mines, you move in some tanks, you build a turret, you put down some mines, you move in some tanks, that sort of thing. And if he can break that ramp that BestGod's army is sitting on top of right now, then he will basically be taking the game. It's going to be tough to break that ramp, though. He knows that ramp is crucial. He's patrolling his forces across that top of that ramp there. He does not... Oh, and the floating barracks is really going to help him move in there. He's now sieging up tanks next to the ramp. Oh, BestGod's going to try and go around for a flank, though. He's going to try and go around for a flank. Probably not going to do a counterattack, but he's probably going to try and come in with some forces from the front and some forces from the side of this huge contain that Leta is doing right now. I think the next battle is going to determine this game, ladies and gentlemen. If Leta can hold, then he'll be in hugely good shape. He will be able to basically take the game, but if he does not hold, then BestGod will be able to counter and stomp down upon him. Actually, BestGod might be countering anyways, and this is not a good thing to do. Usually when there's a counterattack and there's a contain going on and the Protoss tries to counter, it does not work because the Terran just sets up his reinforcements. Yeah, the tank on the ridge, the shuttle goes down. He's not going to be able to drop forces inside, and he's going to try and break that ramp. There's vultures on the ramp. Dark Templar being killed off. Comsat goes off, and there he does manage to break up the ramp, but look at how many forces he lost getting off that ramp. More tanks being put in position. SCVs coming off the line, and meanwhile, while all this is happening, Leta is completely destroying BestGod's... No, he's not. He hasn't been able to move in, actually. Now that he's not defending his main, he's going to be able to move in, and this is going to be the end, though. I think he's going to be able to clear out this attempt to hold his front door, and then... Yeah, BestGod's attempt to hold this front door is not going to work. And, yeah, Terrans are so much better at defending. It's so much easier for the Terran to defend his base from a counterattack. I really think it would have been better in the long run for BestGod if he'd tried to do a sandwich, because there's so much open area. He could have just run from all sides, zealots from all sides of those tanks in the middle, and pounced down upon... Leta's forces in the middle, but instead he's completely contained. There's GG coming from BestGod. His desperate attempt to move out, he realized, I think, that it wasn't going to work with all those vultures on the ground, and his natural expansion was getting shelled. So Leta, coming back from the early loss of those two tanks, and I think it partly came down to the fact that BestGod did lose those dragoons, but also, and that was good on Leta's part, but also that BestGod also got that expansion, so he couldn't really take advantage of that early kill of those two tanks. Yeah, so Leta taking game 1. Time to move on to game 2.